Guys, we're going to start classification today. So first, before we get started, you need to go back. I will be probably emailing you on Thursday if you're missing any evolution assignments. So go back to Google Classroom, make sure you've turned everything in, make sure you've done the test. If not, I will be reaching out to you to make sure that you turn that in. Also, remember you have until May 5th, that's a week from Tuesday, to redo any of the assignments, turn any missing assignments in. You have a week to get all that in. If you would like to redo something, you just need to simply resubmit it to Google Classroom. If you're wanting to redo a homework quiz or a test, you will still submit it on the classroom. You will just have a Google Doc, say what questions that you missed, put the right answer, and explain why that is the correct answer, and then just submit it under the classroom. I'm probably going to wait to the weekend to start looking at redos, so don't get worried if yours doesn't get graded or changed right away, but you do have the opportunity to do that if you're wanting to increase your grade. Okay, so classification. This is kind of the last unit we do after the EOCs. I know we didn't have EOCs this year, but it's a lot of fun. A lot of different things that you might not have seen before. But one of the big things with classification are dichotomous keys. And these kind of help us classify and organize animals into different groups. So it's a tool scientists use to identify unknown species by a series of questions. So if we were to discover a new species, how do we know what it's closely related to? So you kind of go through a series of steps to figure out what that is. The questions are usually alternate choices. So I attached some notes to this. You want to write that down, or if you have a loose leaf, you can do that as well. And we're going to kind of create a dichotomous key here. Okay, so here's our items. Okay, we have Mrs. Frost, we have Dr. Cochran, and me. Please excuse this picture. I made this like my first year of teaching. This is actually a picture made from high school, and I used to dance. And so that is actually an old picture. So that's not recent. We have a pencil, a calculator, and a shoe. So we're going to put all these into a category. Okay, so step one, basically when you have items, you want to find a characteristic that roughly half of the objects have. So look at these pictures. There's also, too, guys, you're going to find out that there's not just one answer. We can organize these in a lot of different ways. Okay, so pencil, Mrs. Creefall, calculator, Mrs. Frost, shoe, and Dr. Cochran. I'm going to say half the objects are humans. Okay, again, you could do half the objects are items. You can organize it however you want, but since we're doing this together for this activity, let's go ahead and keep it the same. Okay, so your first choice, 1A, we're going to say human. Go to number 2. 1B would be not human, okay? So again, you want to do alternates. You don't want to say human and then object. That gets confusing. So you do human and not human. Okay, so usually so see all these lines, go to the far right of your paper and you'll write go to 2. We're going to leave 1B blank for now because we're going to focus on 1A. Okay, so now we're looking at Mrs. K, Dr. Cochran, and Mrs. Frost. Now again, we want to try to eliminate 1 here. We can isolate just one of them, right? So you could have done male, but I'm going to do your favorite and only biology teacher, Mrs. Creefall. That's 2A. 2B would be not a biology teacher. Again, is this the only option? No, we could have done principal, not a principal, and that would have picked me out. We could have done female, not female, and that would have got rid of Dr. Cochran. Okay, so see, we are able, you only put the answer if you're able to isolate one. In years past, I've seen people, they'll do 2 different things and then they list like 4 things. You only list one, and then all their options, if they're not a biology teacher, you go to number 3. Okay, now we can do male and not male. Okay, we only had 2 items left, so go ahead and fill them in. If you had more, let's say you still had 6 items, then we would do something to eliminate 1, and we continue to go to step 4. Okay, we're not done. Now we have to go back to the non-human items. Go to 4. Okay, this is what we have so far. Okay, so we decided human versus not human. Human, we went to 2. Favorite biology teacher, we were able to identify Mrs. Creefall. Not your favorite biology teacher, go to 3. Male, Dr. Cochran. Not male, Mrs. Frost. Okay, not human, go to 4. So we're going to do the other items. We have 3 choices. Again, you have some options here. Again, there's not just one right answer, but I'm going to go ahead and put worn on feet and eliminate shoe. 4B would be not worn on feet. Again, some people would be like, oh, I'm done, and then just list calculator and pencil. You can only be done when you for sure have one item. Okay, so not worn on feet, go to 5. Writing utensil, pencil, not writing utensil, calculator. So when everything's said and done, here's what we have. Now this is only 6 items. We can have as many as 100 items. And this is us making a dichotomous key. Sometimes you might be given a dichotomous key and you have to go through each step to figure out which each organism is. Okay, so that is how dichotomous keys work.